Today we shall reflect on the life of St Gregory the Great. Gregory was the brilliant and energetic son of a wealthy Roman patrician named Gordanius and his wife St Sylvia. At the age of 33, he was already mayor of Rome, but soon gave up all worldly ambitions and joined the Benedictines, whom the invading Lombards had driven from Monte Cassino to Rome. From the year 579 to 586, he acted as papal legate in Constantinople, and upon his return was elected abbot of his monastery on the Coelian Hill. 3 years later, there occurred a disastrous inundation which destroyed the papal granaries, caused a dreadful pestilence, and decimated the population. It even carried off the Pope, and a very reluctant Gregory, who had been the Pope's chief advisor for some years, was unanimously elected to succeed him in the year 590, the first case of a monk becoming Pope. One of Pope Gregory's first acts was to call the Roman people to converge in 7 great penitential processions upon the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore to implore God's pardon and the cessation of the plague. Legend has it that the Archangel Michael then appeared over Adrian's tomb and sheathed his sword, thus indicating the end of the dreaded disease. Gregory ruled for only 14 years, but his work was of such significance and far-reaching consequence that he is considered the most notable pope of the first 1,000 years. His admirable Liber Pastoralis Curae, which sets forth his ideas on the duties of a bishop, has inspired the Catholic episcopate for centuries. Living with monastic frugality, he continued to wear his coarse monk habit on all but formal occasions. He combated simony, incontinence, heresy and injustice, and promoted a wider interest in the church's liturgy and sacred music. The so-called station days, noted in the Roman Missal, owe their institution to his custom of assembling clergy and laity at a pre-arranged church and going from there in procession to the station church while chanting the litany. Here Mass would be celebrated, and Gregory would deliver one of his popular expositions of doctrine, interwoven with sacred quotations and graphic anecdotes. In administering the large church lands dispersed throughout Italy, Africa, and Sicily, Gregory, the 64th successor of Peter, considered himself and his agents trustees under Christ's love for the benefit of the poor. His charity knew no bounds, for into an impoverished and almost starving Rome were crowding hordes of refugees in the flight before the Lombards. Not until 598 could a treaty be concluded with these Arian invaders, and it was to their Catholic queen Theodelinda that the Pope addressed his famous dialogues, which have preserved for us many graphic and dramatic details from the lives of the saints. Gregory labored with zeal at the conversion of the Lombards in Italy, the Goths in Spain, the pagans in Gaul, and sent St. Augustine and 40 monks to reconvert Saxon England in 596. He also arranged for the freeing and education of likely English slave boys who might later return home as missionaries. St. Gregory, who died on the 12th of March 604, is venerated as the patron of singers, scholars, and teachers.